Imagine an SUV that doesn't just mark a new chapter for Honda, it's their very first step into the all-electric future. The 2024 Honda Prologue promises Tesla-like range, a sleek modern design, and tech you'd normally expect from luxury brands. But here's the twist. It's built on a platform shared with General Motors, not entirely Honda's own. That raises the big question. Does the Prologue live up to the hype? Or is it just another EV in a crowded market? Stick around, because by the end, you'll know if this is the SUV worth waiting for.
The 2024 Honda Prologue isn't just another SUV. It's Honda's first real move into the all-electric space. For a brand that's built its reputation on reliability and efficiency, stepping into the EV market is a huge moment. Honda teamed up with General Motors to build this SUV on a shared platform, which means the Prologue combines Honda's familiar design language with GM's Ultium battery tech. So, who's it really for? Honda is aiming this model at families and everyday drivers who want an approachable electric SUV, something less intimidating than a Tesla, but still stylish and practical enough to fit into daily life. It's designed to compete directly with heavy hitters like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, and even the Volkswagen ID.4. But here's where it gets interesting. The Prologue isn't trying to be flashy or futuristic. It's trying to feel like a Honda first and an EV second. That's a bold strategy in a market where most brands chase radical designs and tech gimmicks. Over the next few minutes, we'll take a closer look at what makes this SUV unique, how it stacks up against the competition, and whether Honda's first EV is truly ready to earn a spot in your driveway.
Let's start with the design, because the Prologue immediately makes an impression without trying too hard. From its sculpted hood to the sleek LED headlights, every line feels purposeful, blending Honda's familiar SUV silhouette with a modern electric twist. The front fascia is clean, almost minimalistic, yet the subtle curves give it a dynamic stance. Step inside, and the cabin continues the story, spacious, airy, and thoughtfully laid out, with a digital dashboard that's intuitive without overwhelming. The materials feel surprisingly premium for the segment, with soft-touch surfaces and clever storage solutions that show Honda hasn't forgotten practicality.
Performance is where the Prologue starts to turn heads. Thanks to the Ultium battery platform shared with GM, it promises an estimated range that comfortably covers most daily and weekend drives. Acceleration is smooth, almost effortless, but don't expect it to feel like a sports car. This is more about controlled, confident power than outright speed. Steering is precise, handling feels planted, and the ride quality balances comfort with stability, making city streets and highway cruising equally enjoyable.
Technology and safety features continue to impress. Honda's suite of driver assist systems come standard, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and a forward collision warning system that reacts intelligently to traffic. Infotainment is easy to navigate, with a central touchscreen that responds quickly and a seamless smartphone integration. Subtle extras like ambient lighting and customizable displays give the cabin a modern feel without venturing into gimmick territory. Of course, no car is perfect. The Prologue's regenerative braking takes a short adjustment period, and while cabin space is generous, rear headroom might feel tight for taller passengers. Pricing will be an interesting factor, especially compared to rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6. Honda's reputation for reliability could justify a slightly higher cost, but buyers will want to weigh features against competitors.
And here's a hint of what's coming next. We haven't even touched on the trim levels, optional packages, or the real-world driving tests that reveal how the Prologue handles in rain, traffic, and longer trips. There's also one surprising feature that most early reviewers didn't expect, which we'll reveal in just a few minutes. By the end of this section, you'll have a clear picture of what the Prologue brings to the table. But the real question remains, does it deliver enough to make Honda's first EV a must-buy, or does it fall short of the growing competition? Stick around, because the verdict is coming, and it might surprise you. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. How does the Prologue really perform on the road? On the highway, it feels surprisingly agile for a midsize SUV. Acceleration from a stop is smooth, almost effortless, and merges into traffic with confidence. The electric powertrain delivers quiet, linear power, But when you push it through corners, the Prologue holds its line better than expected, giving drivers a sense of control that's rare in this segment.
The real surprise comes during the range test. While Honda advertises a competitive distance, real-world driving shows the Prologue maintaining efficiency even under spirited acceleration and highway speeds, something many early EVs struggle with. Handling wet roads and tight city turns, the SUV proves stable, predictable, and surprisingly fun to drive, without ever feeling harsh or jittery.
Tech and convenience features rise to the occasion too. Lane centering keeps you steady without constant adjustment, and adaptive cruise control handles stop-and-go traffic seamlessly. The cabin remains quiet even under harder acceleration, making longer trips less fatiguing than rivals. But it isn't flawless. Certain trims lack some premium touches, and rear visibility can feel a bit constrained. Still, these minor drawbacks barely overshadow what Honda has achieved here, an electric SUV that feels like a genuine Honda, not a compromise.
By the end of this drive, one thing is clear. The Prologue has exceeded expectations in ways that make you reconsider Honda's EV strategy. But the big question remains, is it enough to beat competitors like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6, or does it still leave room for improvement? The final verdict is coming up next, and it may just surprise you. After putting the Prologue through its paces, it's clear this SUV marks a strong first step for Honda into the electric market. The cabin impresses with space, comfort, and intuitive tech. Performance is smooth and confident, range holds up in real-world conditions, and handling surprises with stability and control. On the downside, certain trims lack premium touches, and rear visibility could be better, but these are minor issues in an otherwise well-rounded package. Who should consider the Prologue? Families and daily drivers looking for a reliable, approachable electric SUV will find it appealing. If you want a no-fuss EV that balances comfort, tech, and Honda's proven reliability, this is a strong contender. However, buyers chasing cutting-edge performance or radical design might still look to rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6.
In the broader U.S. market, the Prologue signals something important. Mainstream brands can compete in the EV space without abandoning practicality or brand identity. It may not reinvent the category, but it sets a benchmark for accessible, reliable electric SUVs and could influence how other traditional automakers approach their first EV models.
Ultimately, the question isn't just whether the Prologue is a good EV, it's whether it's the right one for you. With its thoughtful balance of performance, comfort, and everyday usability, Honda has delivered an SUV that feels like a safe, smart choice for many buyers, while still hinting at the brand's electric ambitions.
What do you think? Does the Prologue live up to the hype, or would you wait for a competitor? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit like if you found this review useful, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an in-depth look at the latest cars hitting the US roads.